Greetings. The topic for today is visualizing hypothesis testing. I am the presenter. My name is Barry Bland. The agenda for today's topic is visualization test for a mean, visualization comparing two groups, visualization efficiency comparison, visualization correlation test, and the important take is establishing hypothesis test and utilizing visualization. So for this one, we're going to be doing visualization test for a mean. In order to understand this, we have to start with the mean is the highest point of a bell-shaped curve. The curve is roughly symmetric about the mean. The tails appear on both sides of the mean. Now, it is imperative that we understand what we're talking about here. The hypothetical deductive method requires that hypotheses are falsifiable, meaning they must be written in such a way that other researchers can show them to be false. For this reason, hypotheses are sometimes accompanied by null hypothesis. A null hypothesis is set up to be rejected in order to support an alternate hypothesis. For this research question, on average, are the widgets from Acme Widget Company defect-free? Now, to your left, you will see the probability of defects, and at the bottom, you see number of defective widgets out of 100. Just by even looking at the diagram itself, you can see the highest point of the mean, and you can see from both sides, they are practically equal. So, for the null hypothesis on this, on average, the widgets from Acme Widget Company are not defect-free, and the alternative hypothesis on average, the widgets from Acme Widget Company are defect-free. Visualization number 2, comparing two groups. Using what we have learned from the previous slide to compare means of two curves. There is a blue curve and a red curve in this instance. The blue curve represents the major league, the red curve represents the minor league. As you can see, each curve has their own mean. By looking at the blue curve is higher, has a higher mean than the red curve. The research question in this instance is, does the average major league team have more home run hitters than its corresponding minor league team? For the null hypothesis, the average major league team does have more home run hitters than its corresponding minor league team. For the alternate hypothesis, it does not have more home run hitters than its corresponding minor league team. Visualization number 3, efficiency comparison. Just by looking at both graphs, one can tell that they don't have equal number of hours or serves. So the research question here is, the efficiency curves of the red and blue teams were recorded. Do the teams have equal mean efficiencies? The new hypothesis here is the red and blue teams don't have equal mean efficiencies based on the information provided. In visualizing the bell-shaped curve for the red team compared to the bell-shaped curve for the blue team, it shows the significant differences based on the number of served per hour. The red team serves in a 10-hour period more than the blue team in a 4-hour period, based on multiplying the number of hours by the total number served. The alternative hypothesis here is that the red and blue teams have equal mean efficiencies. Test number 4 is correlational test. A German study tested how larger industrial use vans utilize gasoline. One of the analyses plotted mile per gallons versus the weight of the various vans in study. After plotting the data on the scatter plot, the researchers performed a correlational test and found a significant correlation. However, they forget to state their hypothesis test in their published paper. The research question is, what were the study's null and alternative hypotheses? Based on the diagram, the null hypothesis there is no correlation between the mile per gallon and the weight of the numerous vans used in the study. On the alternative hypothesis based on the above diagram, there is correlation between the mile per gallon and the weight of the numerous vans used in the study. In the visualization of the data on the scatter plot table, which shows a correlation between the miles per gallons in comparison to the size of the van. Thus, which brings me to rejecting the null hypothesis that there is no correlation between miles per gallon and the weight of the vans. Please feel free to take a look at the important takeaways. They are very relevant to the creation of hypotheses and using visualizations. Thank you. Thank you for watching the presentation. Have a nice day.